my goodness, today is what is it? Day 3 after you said? It was Saturday night? Saturday night was the event, and it was matter of fact, let me back up. Okay, y'all. So we just this man right here created something so dope. Okay, he had an international weekend at Restoration Praise Center, and I can't even tell you. I heard from many kids who said they had a really good time yesterday, and then of course Saturday night, right?
Yes.
Saturday night with Majah Hype, right?
Yeah.
And you, Pastor Graham, like you know your name sign? Do you know what it is?
No. What is it?
What is it? It's Graham because you bald headed, right? So
right.
They just put a G and you just slide that right across there.
That's it. Great. All right, I'm ready.
So, Pastor Graham, just how did this happen? Like, how did you think of having this comedian? He does street stuff, but you done transformed the man to now do church things. I mean, what's up with that?
How we got acquainted was he was here at the Howard Theater some years back, and I noticed that a lot of my members, a lot of the people, young people in the area, young adults in the area, went to the Howard Theater to hear him. And he's not doing anything clean over there, what have you. But I saw all of my people there, and I figured if I can get in touch with him, can he come to the church and do whatever he does, but do it in a clean manner. And amazingly, we got in touch with one another. And last year we did this. He's a professional. He did it. No cursing, no carrying on in that manner. And we had a great time. And so I said, let's do it again. Instead of the proceeds will be going to the Pathfinders or the young people at the church. And he obliged. I mean, he really obliged. And of course, he did a wonderful job when he came by. And so I really believe that his heart is in the right place. He's not just an entertainer. This guy's heart is in the right place. And I would love to work with him again and again and again if we could. So that's how that started. Seeing that he was somewhere else and seeing that all my people went there, I felt like he would be interested and they would be interested in coming together. And that's what we did. That's exactly what we did.
I'm telling you, anytime, because I was not there at, Howard Theater, but I follow him and I see his videos and I see, because Duane, before my husband Duane, shout out to Duane, Mr. Engineer.
Working it.
He's working hard, really working hard. And he would share, what's up?
Duane Black Jesus. All right, go ahead.
Duane Black Jesus. So many of you guys don't even know, but my husband here, he played Black Jesus in a play. Yeah. And so many people, they have that image, that full envisionment of him ever since, okay? And so he's a little bit sexy, y'all. Okay?
That's it.
That's what we're gonna say. But anyway, so I love his videos, and it always makes me laugh because he takes you back home, right? He takes you back to like the way we grew up,
That's right. That's right.
And so I always tell people, like, I grew up in little, how they have little Italy. I grew up in little Jamaica. Okay? Right. And it's real because my parents didn't care about any American nothing. Yeah. It was like, no. You're going to be raised up this way, right. And that's it.
That's the culture.
That's the culture. And that's it. So now I'm happy that you were able to bring him back again, and he was able to just do what he does best.
Yes.
And not only perform, but like you said, teach life lessons.
Yes. I was talking to somebody yesterday about what he did. Usually if you watch him, he would have like characters like Mitzi, characters like, for those who may not know, it may be a rough word, but Ross. There's a guy named Ross, and the other characters that he used. He didn't use any of that. But what he did was he was able to use his humor and teach life lessons also. If you notice at the end, he talked a little bit about his family member losing his life in Baltimore, and he was able to joke. He was able to use humor and then set us on a right path. almost like a preacher. And this is why I said to him, I can see him even later on, or being an ambassador for things like this, because we have movie stars that do the same thing. They're ambassadors for certain things. We have comedians who are ambassadors, and he can be our ambassador for living better, for our children growing up right, for parenting, for our society being where it needs to be. And he really did some life lessons there, taught some life lessons that I really appreciated for the church.
So we want to thank you, Majah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Shout out to you and your people, your crew. Your manager. He was real. He was real strict. He was like, he was not playing. He was
Prince don't joke. Prince don't joke.
Prince, you were not playing.
Yes,
so all respect to you, bro.
Yes.
But then also, I mean, obviously you had this from you supported it. It was connected with your RPC. You're the pastor there. But then you have this full circle ministry, right?
Yes.
So talk about the FC ministry.
Well, Full Circle Ministries, when I was pastoring in New York, I recognized that there was not a lot going on for youth and young adults. And so I had the opportunity of beginning a ministry and starting a ministry for youth and young adults, not only in the church, but as we call people who may not attend church, unchurched. And we did activities at the basketball games. We did concerts. We did something called Friday Night Live. And Friday Night Live was just an all-out Friday night jam session, of course, gospel, that all the youth and young adults came out to. It was a really great time. And so because of Full Circle Ministries, I've branched off into other things. Dating site. Yeah, dating site.
Yeah, let me tell you something. So when I first saw that, I was like, what? Are you serious? So now, wait, so is Paul Graham becoming the matchmaker of the SDA church? What's up with that?
Well, for those who may not know, we as SDAs, I'm going to say Seventh-day Adventists, we grow up kind of strict. Let's be real. Conservative and whatever. And we never really was taught how to date in a spiritual manner or anything else. We were just told, don't do this and don't do that. Well, coming to this church 10 years ago, wow, Pauline, 10 years ago.
That's crazy, right? Like 10 years
ago, right? Every year, I'm doing weddings for like at least 10 to 13 weddings per year. Then it was a little bit more than that. So there's a lot of counseling that takes place. Would you believe I've made many mistakes in my dating life? And if we can yet set people on the right path in their dating lives, then their marriages will be much better. Then life will be much better, because dating is not always the easiest thing to do. So we created an app now called Advent Mingle, and we also have a site which is called Advent Mingle, and it's adventmingle.com, and it's a Christian dating site. And I just believe that people should not just be matched by their preferences, because our preferences fool us, but we can be also matched by our ministries. And that's what we have created in Full Circle Ministries, and I think it's absolutely great.
So I know you and your wife, you guys work hard, okay?
Yes.
Y'all work hard together.
Yeah.
And that's one thing, I told my husband, I said, babe, we have to find the right ministry that's going to, work for us, because we are a great team. And so I think finally he's like, okay, I think I like this. We can do this. We created our DMV, and that's that Demand More. That's our last name, More, and that's volume, and that's media, because we want people to hear about the things that people don't get to see.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
absolutely.
So
we demand more of that. When you see the news and you see different events, we're like, man, why didn't I hear about that before? I would have supported that.
Right.
And so you and your wife have created something that many, couples themselves can be proud of, because it's like, wow, so husbands and wives, wives and husbands together, they can work together and grow and birth these beautiful ministries.
Well, let me say this, since you're saying that, and I don't know how much time we have, but I do envy what you both do. I really do. For those who may not know, Pauline is very outgoing. She's very type A, very type A, very type A.
Whatever.
Type A. All right.
Whatever. Okay.
But to have a husband who's able to capture this, put it together, because media is just so great for a teamwork like that. It's absolutely amazing because if she's thinking about it, he's thinking about it. If he's thinking about it, you're thinking about it. And what's so amazing is to have a ministry like this is paramount. For my wife and myself, one of the things we really want to do is to see healthy couples because we've made errors, we've made mistakes, and we want to grow from our mistakes. And the best way of growing is not just when you get married, it's before you get married. So one of the things that Full Circle Ministries is embarking on is an app. Of course, you can download it already, but we're not launching as of yet. But it's Advent Mingle. It's right now on the Google Play, and the iOS is coming out in a couple of weeks. You can also go online, adventmingle.com. That is the ministry that I want to partner with another ministry. Can I talk about that?
Okay, what's up? What you trying to do?
Okay.
What he trying to do over here?
Well, there's another ministry.
You want to talk about another ministry he's trying to birth? Like you want to set up?
Well, let me say this. I'm the kind of individual that I believe that God puts us in tune with one another, in contact with one another to work together for the whole. And so Jamal Moore, wow, okay, Moore, right? Jamal Moore, he's a counselor along with his wife, and people think that pastors have all the answers. We don't have all the answers. We're not as equipped as you think we are. And so when you partner with someone else who may have those degrees or may have those counseling backgrounds and experience, those individuals will help in the raising of churches and families and young people. So we're partnering together to do cruises. When I mean a cruise, a marriage cruise, single cruises. And we want to do this that as they go out, even on vacation, they're learning about one another. So that's my next thing for next year is partnering with the Moors in that sense so that we can reach more individuals and make them healthier as a family. That's the next thrust.
The next thrust. Y'all heard it here first, right? The next move
wow,
is to have this
first.
marriage.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first,
right?
And so that is so powerful. I mean, honestly, I agree. I think that the only reason why my husband, the two of us, are able to sustain is because of other healthy couples.
Absolutely, yes.
Because it was not for, like, for example, I'm going to shout out to my pastor, George Williams, because he and his wife, I mean, they have sat down with us. You know, we've had some talks, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that that's really, really important because the two of us, you know, our home, you know, just two different worlds, right?
Absolutely.
And so there were things that none of us were, you know, we did not have the tools. And so when you are able to sit down with people who have already done that, right? Mm-hmm. You can grow into, because I tell people, I'm like, listen, people can't counsel Duane and I, you know, because we have experienced too much. We've already done a divorce thing. You know, I'm like, we just can't sit with anyone. Gotcha. And so when you're able to sit down with someone who knows, like, look, I see you. You know what I'm saying? I see you in the spirit. Okay? I see you, and I know
I see you coming. I see you coming.
Right. Yeah. And so for that, my husband, he can then, you know, trust. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Because believe it or not, it was myself for the Moors. Mm-hmm. You know, when the two of them were going through their divorce. Yes. I was walking alongside Dee Dee.
Wow, beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful.
And so I thank God for that, because when I see them now, you know, when the two of them got married again, it's just like, wow, you know, God will do the incredible. Yeah, I had a group. Mm-hmm. There was a group of 4 of us. Okay. And we would meet at another sister. Her name is Yolanda O'Neill. Okay. And there were 4 of us. And another woman, I'm not going to tell you who that is because she did not have any permission. Sure. But we would get together and all of them were dealing with, you know, the same struggle of divorce, right? And wanting to get back together. Do you know what I'm saying?
I understand.
And so God worked that thing out. Mm-hmm. So people don't know. I'm like, listen, I mentor a lot of couples. Mm-hmm. And I think it's wonderful when you as a pastor can take up, you know, all of those skills, collaborate, you know, really connect with other couples doing the same thing.
Absolutely.
Because that's the only way that we are going to be able to, you know, stay together. Because you're right, marriage I can only talk about the SDA church. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Right. It's not
because that's your context.
Because that's my, my context, right? But I know that there are a lot of, of couples themselves that are struggling.
Yes, yes,
And so if they have a safe place where they feel like I can go and talk to those people because they're real.
yes.
They're not going to sugarcoat. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you get what I'm saying?
I absolutely understand that. And one of the things about Full Circle Ministries and doing this is it was birthed out of me not being, I'm going to use this word, me not being equipped enough to handle some of these things that are going on. You know, I want to share with you that being a real pastor doesn't mean that I'm equipped. Being a real pastor says I have a heart for what's going on. But to be equipped with teaching and helping and bringing up couples and what have you, it's a serious experience that's needed. And sometimes I feel like we'll push people away, or we don't bring people where they need to be because we're not where we need to be either. So Full Circle Ministries, I've realized with my wife that if we can cut off the problem by the date by having people date in a healthy manner, so that when they get married, they can move in a healthy manner. So I know
I love that.
yeah,
I like
that's
that.
it.
I love that.
Catch it
I
catch
love
it from the
that.
get
Catch
go.
it from the beginning.
That's right, catch it
But
from the
I
get
would
go.
say it even starts even earlier than that.
You got to
Look,
get to the
these
parents.
little,
Huh?
you know what I'm saying? These little young kids today, I'm
Oh,
like, what are y'all talking about?
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And so it starts with them, even the way that they play together.
It is true.
You know?
Or that the very fact that they're exposed to so much more than we were exposed to. I mean, so much more. And if I can go back to this weekend when Majah Hype was talking about how lucky the kids of this generation is because of what they have and what we didn't have, we consider ourselves blessed because of what we did not have. And so we were not as exposed. Ministries today, Pauline, have to combat what our kids are exposed to, what young people are exposed to, what young adults are exposed to. And so we have to be genuine. We have to have genuine ministries out there that's going to I'm saying, build up, that's going to build up, that's going to edify, and not be a part of the breaking down.
Man, I think that is just so incredible. To all my my deaf family who are going to be watching this, you guys, you are included in this too, okay? Your marriage, all right, your family, your marriage matters. All right, so we talked about this app. Give me a little bit more information about it, because I know you talked about you're gonna have, people can date and all of that stuff, and they can connect through this app. But what else is gonna be on it?
What I like about this app is every month there is going to be something called Advent Mingle Live, where you will have professionals, counselors, who will be able to answer questions that will, edify people's lives. People have questions concerning their relationships, and it could be anonymous, or you can say who you are, but that's going to be 1 hour every month that people could come on live and watch. I think it's really important to create a community, because dating is not just dating one person, it's learning how to see people in your community also. And so I'm looking forward to not it just being an app, but also a place of information so that people can learn about themselves and learn about others.
Man, you know what? I like that, because people need to learn who who they are.
That's right.
Before they start dating.
Oh man, I wish somebody told me that a long time ago.
Man, because one of the best assessments, okay, I'm making these people money, but one of the best assessments for myself that I could say, obviously the emotional intelligence. You need to know how emotional intelligent you are. Because if you marry somebody who don't have any emotional intelligence, you might have some problems.
Yes,
okay?
Yes.
You're like, oh, he's not emotional. Well, you would have known that if you had him take the assessment.
Wow.
Okay.
That's right.
Number 2, strengths.
Mm-hmm.
Strengths Finder 2.0. I love that assessment because it taught me my top 5 strengths.
Okay.
And so when you know what they are, you can stop worrying about like what you're not good at. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and concentrate on
And you
what you're
can
strong
focus on what you're strong at, and
Wow.
you will, guess what? You get to grow into that potential that you fall in love with.
Got you.
Right?
Got you. Got you.
You understand what I'm saying?
I like
so most people, like, they do that. They fall in love with a person like, oh, he has so much potential. Well, if you're not nurturing that potential, then what's the point?
Got you.
You understand what I'm saying? Because all you're gonna be seeing is what he's not good at. But if you see what he is good at it, then hey,
that's right.
You feel me?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring you on to Admit Mingle Live.
Okay, we're gonna need that live point. But seriously, and so I thank God for that. Was one of the things I learned from through Howard. But I do have a master's in counseling, rehab counseling, degree, and soon to be chaplain. Okay,
That's
we're
right.
about to be finished.
That's right.
1 year residency,
That's
Lord
right.
residency.
That's right.
But I thank God for that and the military for teaching me so many things about who I am, because they're gonna teach you who you are, or they're gonna tell you who you are. You know what I'm saying? I know the church will do the same thing.
Yeah.
So
let's keep moving. We're
gonna keep moving. But so we have this app, right? And you have this this Advent Mingle, right? And so now you have done so many things so far with your ministry, Full Circle. Talk about those things that you've already, accomplished.
Well, there are different things that I accomplished, but the one thing that I've accomplished for others, but it started with me, was Bible Boot Camp. Bible Boot Camp is a devotion that happens every morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, every morning. But we're broadcasting every other month. So say this month, we're on right now, this month, 5 o'clock in the morning, and we're off in December, but we start again in January, so every other month. And what that does is taking 30 minutes out of your time, out of your day, sacrificing this moment so that you can be close to God before you leave your home. It's a devotional time that you have. It just strengthens you. So it's the read word, it's a song, and it's also people who are online praying for one another online. So Bible Boot Camp, you can always watch it at BibleBootCamp.com, or you can download our app at Full Circle Ministries on all platforms. So there is.
So it's BibleBootCamp.com.
Yes.
And then we have the app, right?
Right.
And that is the Bible Boot Camp app?
No, it's Full Circle.
So it's the Full Circle Ministry app.
Right.
So you can watch it. You can see it there, but it's also on Facebook Live, right?
Yes, it's also on Facebook Live. And it's also on Periscope.
And Periscope. No, that's good though, because people, you can connect with anybody, anyone, anywhere, and you should be. Now you also need to add YouTube onto there, because there are people who sit all day watching YouTube videos.
It's on YouTube also.
It's also on that.
YouTube.
Okay,
right, it's also on YouTube.
You've covered everything.
Yes. and then again, BibleBootCamp.com, you watch that, you can watch it there. And then again, YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, and the app.
So you got 4 places, y'all. Yeah. So you can't, I don't want to hear any excuses. Right. Oh, I missed it. I don't know how to find it. Right. Trust me, like, he will put it up as quickly as it's finished. He posts it, right?
That's absolutely
right. So I'm so thankful, because I remember I watched it, like, really I watched it in the beginning, but 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock in the morning.
Early,
oh man, it's early. It's early.
And honestly, I'm one of those people that likes to have private worship that early in the morning.
Right. And that's one of the reasons why we do it every other month, because during the next month you ought to have that's my private time. I when I get up 5 o'clock in the morning for my time, that's not me and everybody else. That's me and God. And what's so beautiful about it, even though it's live at 5, if you get up at 6 o'clock, you can watch it at 6 or 7. So you can watch it as, when you get up, so even at different time zones, you can watch it at any time. But 5 o'clock in the mornings, that's when that crew is on, so to speak. We have about maybe 350 people that watch each morning.
Wow, that is incredible.
Yes.
That is incredible. Yes. Man, so y'all know that, so funny, because he's talking about 5 o'clock. So my husband and I, since I have arrived on WPFW 89.3 FM, right? And it's from 4 to 6 in the morning, okay? And so I thank him so much for for waking up with me and being there in the studio, okay, engineering with me. And it's a lot because you gotta wake up, you gotta drive, you gotta get dressed, right? For you get to just go down to your living room, right?
That's right.
That's it. Go into the basement.
That's right.
But we gotta get up. It's a process,
I
right?
understand that.
And so I thank God because it's early, but you just be amazed that there are people who are awake. And then because it's live, because it is live, you can listen, live online. You have people who are listening from other countries as well.
Beautiful.
And so it's so beautiful. And then of course, the fact that I always I provide my deaf family an opportunity to be able to hear, radio because they've never been able to do that.
Got you.
And so we doing something revolutionary.
That's it.
This up in the air, revolutionary, right?
That's it.
And so I'm thankful. I know I'll be missing a lot of things, but one thing I will tell you, Pastor, I respect so much out of you is that grind. It's that New York grind, okay? That Jamaican grind. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you can't. People are like, well, how are you doing all these things? Never sleep. The mind is always going. As a matter of fact, 3 o'clock in the morning, isn't that the best time to get those deposits? Right?
Yeah, I believe it. They said great things happen between 3 and 5 in the morning. Minds are being, it's circulating 3 to 5 in the morning. And I'm gonna tell you right now, a lot of people may not know this, but even when farmers work for crops to grow, they're up that early making sure that they're ready for the day. And so we're growing crops. That's what we're doing. We're sowing seeds. Everything we do, we're sowing seeds and growing crops. And so we got to get early in the morning to make that happen. The grind is always happening. And if you love God enough, because He already loves you, so if you love God enough and He recognizes what you should be doing in your life, He's not going to leave you or forsake you in your grind. He's going to make it happen. And the glory goes to Him, but the fringe benefits of money, okay, fringe benefits of building a community, fringe benefits of leaving a legacy, that's what He leaves for you. As long as He gets the glory, you can get the legacy, you can get the money, and you can get the community. He just wants the glory.
Okay, so now speaking about this grind, when you gonna grind and write this book?
Yeah. Well, the book is I'm lazy, so I need to take some time out to finish. The book is called Born to Deliver. It is a mix of my life as a young Christian growing up, going into the ministry, failing at ministry, and coming back into the ministry again, intertwined with the life of Samson. And so with his struggles and my struggle, that's the guy I want to see when I get to heaven. Got to shake his hand, got to hug him, got to wonder how he got through what he got through. And that's what that book is about. Everyone was born to deliver.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see he is a modern
messed up
Samson, okay? But he has a lot of wisdom and he has a word to give. And so the final thing is, how do we get in touch with you?
Okay. FullCircleMinistries.com. That is the best way. You can always reach me on FCM, Full Circle Ministries, FCM Bootcamp @gmail.com. I have no problem with people knowing my email. Paul Graham, that's my name. 70, best year to be born. Don't worry about her year. Best year to be born, paulgraham70 @gmail.com. And you can always find me on Facebook. I am accessible. But if you're not ready to grind, if you're not ready to move forward, we're going to leave you behind. Definitely. So
you'll be waiting.
You'll be waiting.
You'll be waiting a long time.
Yeah. So my next grind is that book. Okay. All right.
That book. Okay. Right? So y'all heard it here. If by next year this book is not finished, okay, we're gonna have some problems.
I understand.
Because you know that there are people who are waiting for that book.
It's true. And God has been waiting on me. He has been waiting on me.
Patiently. Okay?
Patiently.
Travis Green, if you seeing this, waited just for me.
That's right.
Waiting for Paul.
That's right.
Okay? Paul and Pauline, right?
That's right.
All right, y'all. So as always, I am so blessed. If you want to get in touch with me, you can find me on everything at Pauline Creates, right? So that's PaulineCreates right? At Creates on everything, and that's
Mm.
Facebook, IG. That's what else is there? Twitter, right?
Okay.
So everything, and then of course my website. It's creativsolutions.me. And that says creativesolutions.me, but there is no E after creative, okay?
Okay.
Remember that.
Gotcha.
And then lastly, email me, same thing, and that's Pauline at creativesolutions.me. God bless y'all, and if no one has told you that you are loved, know that God loves you. I love you, and there you go. And Pastor Paul Graham loves you too.
I love you.
Peace.
Crib?
No, it's a crib. We're not doing it. Again.
I'm here again.
Again. So he's.
I was here last year.
Again.
I was here last year, and I'm here again. Talk to me.
Where are you really from? People want to know, like, which country do you really represent?
I started this conversation. Come on, let's go.
Come on.
I started this conversation saying that I was born.
Born.
So that's where I'm from. From my mom.
Okay, so today he's going to represent Jamaica. Okay.
So today I'm going to represent my mother. Okay. Please don't do it. Please do not become a comedian. Be a nurse. We need some doctors. We need some lawyers. We need some teachers. You know, we need those people. You don't need no more comedians. I'm good. You know, when I get old and I retire, then you can become a comedian. Don't come mess my life up. I'm good.
All right, so basically he's trying to tell you, you know, his money, he needs it to keep
Facts.
Okay? Facts.
Just bought a house. It's a 30-year plan on it. Let me get that 30 years off, and then, you know what I mean?
Finish 30 years, and you can go ahead and pursue.
Trust me, I'm in debt. I'm deep in debt. I'm deep in debt again. I'm ready to challenge you. I'm hot. This is what hot means.
He's sweating right now. You know, he's here. He's like, what's up, y'all? Come through.
I know what the science is. I've been to one or two classes.
How can we get in touch with you on social media?
MajahHype Instagram.
Everything is on
Instagram,
IG, okay?
Facebook, YouTube. I just dropped a show on BET. So it's called The Majah Hype Show. It's a sketch comedy show. You can check out that as well. You know what I mean? And support the cause. And to all the aspiring comedians, you're not good. Don't ever do it. It's not good. You know, don't do that.
No good. No good. No good.
Yes.
And
no
yeah.
good.
Yeah, no good.
No good. Much blessings
we
to
love
everybody.
You. Hold on a minute. I always end my show like this.
That's why you should let me do it first.
No.
And then you end the show. How you end the show? I didn't even say nothing yet.
Okay, hold up.
I gotta give my shout outs.
Okay, go ahead. Give your shout outs.
So shout out to everybody who be supporting me on the gram. Shout out to everybody who, you know, wish nothing but blessings for me. I wish nothing but blessings for y'all too. You know what I'm saying? And even the people who don't wish blessings for me, I still wish blessings for you because I'm like that. You know what I'm saying? No negative energy. Keep it positive. Stay blessed. God bless y'all. Thank y'all for watching this. Thank you for, supporting the movement. Now you can end it out.
All right, y'all. So if no one has told you that you are loved, know that God loves you. I love you.
That was lit. Majah Hype loves you.
Put your hand out, bro.
What? How you do that?
Yes.
You see now?
Yes. And Majah loves you too.
I love you very deeply again.